mouth. Then they looking for trouble. Ran right up in the knowledge. Now they back in the huddle. See, they know we can fight. New content every week. Me and Dr. Clyde keep on bringing the heat. Now they know that we driven. And they know we quitting. Yoshi and the winner. Keep on bringing the energy. Unity. See, they know we ain't stopping. And they know they got problems. And they ran out of options. If they know got a problem, can't let it go unsolved. Bring back learning, Afrocentric history, we see tomorrow. Karma's karma, I say what I say, I hear underwater. Till I see I fall off, then I bring y'all up on note. I'm back up on my Clyde winners. Clyde winners, Clyde winners. Clyde winners, Clyde winners, Clyde winners. Clyde winners, Clyde winners, Clyde winners. Clyde winners, Clyde winners, Clyde winners. Divine winters, Clyde winters, mind bender. Clyde winters, I'm Richard, ride with ya. Master teacher, create masters, Clyde winters. Give respect to the elder, Clyde winters. Somebody out there living for me. I told you somebody out there looking for me. I think there's somebody out there looking for me. I think there's somebody out there looking for me.
We have to live by God. We have to live by God. I have not done wrong. I have not robbed. I have not stolen. I have not drank. I have not told lies. I have not stolen food. I was not stolen. I have not fornicated with the fornicator. I have not caused anyone to weep. I have not dissembled. I have not transgressed. I have not discussed secrets. I have brought no lawsuits. I am not wrong. I am not struck kill. I am not transgressed the law. I have not been hunted. Except when I'm talking about on the song. I have not made extolling. I have not bragged. I have not cursed. I have not been violent. I have not confounded truth. I have not been impatient. I have not cursed against somebody out there looking for me. Love,
Dr. Winter's legacy is a testament to the power of knowledge and the unyielding spirit of exploration. His impact is felt worldwide, as he shares and enlightens at conferences, symposiums, and collaborative projects. His voice is a beacon in the academic world, challenging, inspiring, and always educating. His journey reminds us that the quest for knowledge is never-ending, and its impact is timeless. Dr. Winters teaches us to challenge the narratives and to learn with an open mind. As he always says, B1 is not a group, it's a lineage. Let his story inspire everybody to pursue knowledge relentlessly and to always seek the truth. Now let us welcome in the grandfather of research, the Trill OG himself, the Honorable Dr. Clyde Winters.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? How's everybody doing? Hey, do you know what today is? Do you know what today is, family? Let me tell you. Today is Thursday, and what do we do every Thursday? Every Thursday, we have Black History Gems, and that's why I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to give you another Gemini history. Yes. I'm here to give you another Gemini history, you know. How you doing out there, Curtis? Curtis Penn, Epic Eric, Denise Bryant. How you guys doing? Welcome to the presentation. Again, in a sense is that, I'm very excited. What makes me excited is because of the fact that I'm going to share, yes, I'm going to share with you another Black History gem. You know, I try to make a point of coming to you every Thursday. And the reason I come to you every Thursday is I want to talk to you about our history. I want to talk to you about those gems in Black history that the European is hiding from us. Yes, yes, yes. He doesn't want us to know our history. He doesn't want us to know where we came from. He hates the fact that we know now that we did not all come from Africa. Yes, that's scary to them. That's scary to them because for so long they wanted us to be connected with Africa because they felt that by us saying that we were connected with Africa, it would diminish our claims to land and resources that they've taken away from us over here. Yeah, because see, we were here first. We were here in the beginning. Because we were here first, because we were here in the beginning, you know, much of our history has been stolen, you see. But again, as I said, I like to come here every week to talk to you about various aspects of our history. Today, I want to talk to you about, our melanated history. Yeah, the melanated Dravido-African world. Today, you find many Tamil and other Dravidian speakers in the United States. Many of these people today, they don't want to really acknowledge their Blackness, you know. You know, back in the day, they didn't mind acknowledging their Blackness. They didn't mind acknowledging the fact that they had formerly lived in Africa. But today, you know, they want to be a part of the white world. They want to be accepted by white folks. And white folks don't accept them. They can look at them. Yeah, they have straight hair, but they can see some East Indians are darker than us. Yes, yes. Some East Indians even have kinky hair. Yes, most of them have straight hair. And this makes them believe that, because they have straight hair, that maybe they can pretend to be European or be white. But other Caucasians know who you are. They know that you're not white. They know this. But you're like a joke to them. And you're like a joke to them because the fact in the sense is that as you go around trying to pretend that you are the what's it all about, the who it is and all that, you know, they just say, damn, you're just another nigger. Yes. They just say you're another nigger. Yes. You know, because the thing is this is that you know, they'll play with you, you know, just like a lot of the tethers. A tether is a Black person from the African or Caribbean diaspora who wants to, in a sense, replace foundational Black Americans. A tether is someone, in a sense, who is anti-FBA, foundational Black American. All immigrants and all diasporic Black people are not tethers. I want to make that clear. But those people, in a sense, who hate Black people in America, who are jealous of our culture, jealous of our contributions to world history, jealous to the great role that we play in the world as the civilizing element. These people are tethers. These people are people, in a sense, that don't like us. These people are people, in a sense, who are jealous of us. And this jealousy comes from the fact, in a sense, is that they have nothing that they can stand on, you see, because, you know, we're people, in a sense, you know, have never fled. You know, many of our people, diasporic Black people in Africa and the Caribbean, they've fled their homeland and came over to America, or they went to Britain, or they went somewhere to be around Europeans to hope that Europeans would accept them and hope that Europeans would bring them into the fold, which they never do. But they want to believe this, and so you find East Indians and Africans and Caribbeans. You know, they want to be accepted as white, but you're not white. You're not even near white. You know, at least in a sense, many of the Asian people from China, you know, they can maybe they're a little lighter skin, so they can maybe, in a sense, find a little bit more acceptance. Yes, they find a little bit more acceptance, you know, among white people as you know, as being, in a sense, near them. But they still don't respect you. They still don't see you as anything significant. They see you as a wannabe. They see you in a sense as an outsider. And this is something that people have to accept. People have to learn, and they have to stop fooling themselves. Yes, yes, yes. You have to stop fooling yourselves, believing that can really, in a sense, really be part of this whole thing. Because see, they do not like you. They do not like you. They do not want to be you. You see, and because they don't like you, because they don't want to be you, then therefore, in a sense, they see you as a joke when you're trying to kiss their ass. They see you as a joke when you're trying, in a sense, to cosplay as if you're white by maybe talking proper and things like that. But they don't really respect you for that, you see. And can you blame them? Nobody can respect a faker. Nobody can respect a liar. I would like anybody to be around me, except liars. I don't like liars because if people lie, they'll lie on you, they'll lie on themselves, and so then therefore, in a sense, I try to avoid these people. Yes, 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 yes. But again, this is Thursday, and I'm here to talk to you about the Black Dravidians, and Dravidian origins. Yes, today many people feel that the people of India have always lived in India. And because they've always lived in India, that's their homeland. No, their homeland was not there. The Dravidian people, the people live in India. The contemporary Tamil-speaking people, Telugu, these people, in a sense, to speak Malayalam and all that. These people, in a sense, are new to India. They have been there maybe for the past maybe 3,000 years, but they originally lived in Africa. You see. Many of them had kinky hair. Some had straight hair. And see, that's something also that you have to remember is that we're not a group of people that just have one type of textured hair or one type of a complexion. You see, and because of the fact, in a sense, that we have these various, because of the fact, in the sense, that we have these various phenotypical features, you have to try to make sure that you don't get it twisted and lose sense of this reality, But again, I've been wasting a lot of time. Let's get right into it. You see, today we're going to talk about, the melanated people. The melanated Dravido-African world. Yes, 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 yes. We're going to talk about the melanated Dravidian world. You see, and the melanated Dravidian world is a world in a sense in which Black people are the dominant people on the planet. Yes, we were the dominant people on the planet. You see, in this picture, you can see Africa. And you see, see Arabia and places like that, and the Middle East, But in a sense, this is also called, Inter-Asia, because this is in a sense where these people, fluctuated. In a way, it seems like when you look at this, you see the Red Sea, and you say, "Wow, damn! Look at this big." No, but that just shows in a sense that formerly, Arabia and other parts of West Asia were part of Africa. Yes, they were part of Africa. And this is something that is very interesting. As Black people, we have a very, very great history. As Black people, we've been the founders of many civilizations. We've left our imprint. We've left, in a sense, our legacies throughout the known world, maybe in the universe. Some people say back in the day that we had rockets and we may have explored the moon and even Mars. They say there's pyramids on Mars. Some of those things I may talk about in another show, but not in this one. Today, I just want to talk about some terrestrial African people. I want to talk about an aspect of our terrestrial history here on this planet, here in this dimension, here in this solar system. Yes, 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 yes. But we have a great history. And our history, in a sense, is something that is scary to other people. And what makes it scary to other people is they don't have such a long history. They don't have an intricate history. They don't have, in a sense, a history based upon knowledge and techniques that nobody else could do. Nobody else can make these things but us. And this evidence has been left to us in our writing systems. And these writing systems tell us the story of our great past. These writing systems, in a sense, are unique, but at the same time, this is one thing that I try to tell you, family, every week, is that we have always been literate. See, we've always been literate. we've always, in a sense, had writing. We've always, in a sense, been trying to tell our history and let the people know about the world. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, yes, yes. Let the researcher do the research. Right now, in a sense, I'm teaching my research class, and you can join us. My research class is about $599. If you're interested in it, you too can join my research class. And my research class, in a sense, is a class that anybody can join. And all you have to do, in a sense, is want to be a part of it. You want to share, and you want to learn how to do and how to complete research. And this is what I do in my research class: is that I teach people how to do research. You know.
Afrocentric Research Course.
You will learn how to interpret anthropological, historical, legal, genetic, and other forms of research literature. This is 30 hours of learning how to do qualitative and quantitative research methods. The course begins on April 16th. The class will be taught every Tuesday for 15 weeks. Join Dr. Winters' research class. Afrocentric Research Course. Become a researcher.
Hey, it's time for the Afrocentric Researcher course led by Dr. Clyde Winters. Join this course. The 15-week Afrocentric Researcher course will begin on April 16, 2024. It will last between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can go to clyde98.gumroad.com/L/ to join the class. The Afrocentric Researcher course is vital. In this course, you will learn how to do research. It will help you to write and conduct research. You see, you're going to learn how to do research. You're going to learn how to interpret research literature. And you're going to learn how to write books and articles. Yes, books and articles. And you're going to learn how to use research data to improve your small business. Already, in a sense, many former students have begun to write articles and books that they published. You too can write these articles and books after you take my class. You can make a single payment of $599. You can go to clyde98.gumroad.com/. Yes, if you want to join my class, you can go to clyde98.gumroad.com and join my class. I just began a new class, so if anybody's interested in joining it now, it's as good as any time to really join the class, But again, it's only for people who are seriously interested in being a researcher, that may want to join this class. You can go to my Patreon to see the slides. Once I do my presentation, the slides will be in my Patreon. And please join my Patreon and support me in my research. You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Clyde Winters 8 and follow me on TikTok.com at Clyde Winters 3. On TikTok.com, I have some shorts, and these shorts were done by Yoshimod the Genius. And these shorts, in a sense, are very interesting. They talk about various issues. So check out some of my shorts. Go to my TikTok page and the TikTok page of Yoshimod the Genius, to view my shorts. This is my YouTube channel. I have here over 500, almost 500, over 500 videos that deal with Black history. Come here, check it out. You can order my books at Amazon.com. B1 is acknowledging your Black African ancestry and not heritage. We must be race men and women proud of our culture and African Black ancestry. Yes. Sure, we haven't been in Africa for thousands of years, but we should still recognize the fact that, that we are Black and that we are, in a sense, descendants of a race of Black people that originated in Africa. What is B1? B1 is unity with Mod. Yes. Unity with Mod. You can order my books that deal with the various Dravidians at Amazon.com. For example, the Dravidian Connection, Dravidian Tamil, the language of the Indus Valley writing. Get this book. My book, Dravidian Tamil, is the language of the Indus Valley, And this book is very important because I explain to you how I deciphered the Indus Valley writing. Yes. I deciphered the Indus Valley writing. They claim that you can't read or decipher the Indus Valley writing. I already did this. I did this back in the 1980s. I published, tens of articles on my decipherment, and now you can check it out and read more in this book. Dravidian Tamil is the language of the Indus Valley writing. And get my book, An Unofficial History of the Dravidian Writing. In this book, I decipher and discuss many of the various ancient inscriptions that the Dravidians left throughout much of, the ancient world. And they can tell you, in a sense, how to read it. And this is very important if you're interested in the literacy, if you're interested in the writing that the Dravidian people who came from Africa, who live in India today, left us in their inscriptions. And of course, if you're interested in understanding just about every Black civilization that ever existed, get my book, The World History of the Black Race. In the World History of the Black Race, I discuss, in a sense, many of the civilizations that were founded by Black people. This is a survey book. And because it's a survey book, it tells you a little bit about a lot of things that can help you to understand who you are, where you came from, and it can predict your future and what you're able to do. There's a very interesting video out. It's called Dr. Clyde, When the First Americans Were Black, DNA Evidence Reveals the First Americans. This is a video on YouTube. The brothers did a very nice video. And this video discusses much of the evidence, the genetic evidence that I've accumulated over the years that show that the first Americans, yes, that the first Americans were Black, not red. B1, what is B1? B1 is Black first. But also Black means brilliant. Yes. Black and brilliant. We're Black and brilliant. So B1 means Black first. B1 means brilliant first. We are Black and brilliant. Yes. We're B1, baby. What is FBA? FBA is not a group. FBA is not an organization. FBA is a lineage. A lineage is lineal descent from an ancestor, ancestral pedigree. As a result, FBA, we are descendants of the Black Europeans, Africans, and Aboriginal Blacks who built the United States of America. Yes. We are from a tripartite population who went through an ethnogenesis that became, in a sense, FBA. FBA, baby. The original homeland of the Dravidian-speaking people was the Saharan zone of Middle Africa. We call the ancestors of the Dravidians the Proto-Saharans. The homeland of the Proto-Saharans was the Libyan and Sudanese deserts. It was in this region between 9,000 to 6,000 BC that the elements of the Proto-Dravidian culture were created. The Dravidians are not just one group, just like FBA people. We come in various colors, various textures of hair. A lot of people mainly think, in a sense, that most of the Dravidians just have straight hair, but as you can see in the picture on the left-hand side, the Dravidians have various hair. Some of the hair is coarse, often it's straight. So you can't really, in a sense, generalize how the Dravidian people, the Tamil people in South India look. The problem is that many of the people who you see from East India in the Americas are from high caste. They're from the high caste or Aryan people. And many of the high caste people, because of British colonialism, are light-skinned. And because they're light-skinned, many of them, in a sense, don't really relate to this whole idea of Blackness. And in fact, up until very recently, the Dravidians in South India were proud of being recognized as Black. But today, just like many people who want to, in a sense, be part of the Caucasian, world of white supremacy, they want to hopefully, hope to be accepted as white. But as you can see, the Dravidian people, the Tamil-speaking people of South India, they have many facial features. They have different textures of hair. There's not just one type. Very important to remember. It's not just one type of people. even though you may feel that most of the East Indians over here that you see may make you feel that they're mainly a lot of them are light skinned or have straight hair, but don't get it twisted. These people came from the Proto-Sahara. Yes, yes, yes. The Sahara was not always a desert. And because the Sahara was not always a desert, it was once a place where many people lived. It was a place that was green. People built pyramids. People built houses of stone, wattle huts, and things like that. But it was a great area and a great civilization. And our ancient people, Dravidians, they left many inscriptions in that area. The Dravidian people used the black and red ware. As you can see on the right hand side, you can see some of the black and red ware in the top picture that was found in ancient Egypt. Yes, yes, yes. And then beneath it, right at the bottom, you can see some of the South Indian red and black ware. Yes, yes, yes. These people used the same type of pottery. You see, black and red pottery. They also, in a sense, had similar writing systems. You can look on the other side. You can look, and you can see, in a sense, that they left these inscriptions, this writing, on many artifacts in ancient India. These artifacts in ancient India relate to the origin of the Tamil and Dravidian people in Africa. Yes, 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 Saharan Africa. In fact, in a sense, when you read the various Indian literature, it talks about ancient Kush, and it calls Kush Kuncha, and Kuf. See, but they recognize this is because they saw it, because these people, in a sense, were one. The Dravidians and Aryans are not one group genetically. Indo-Aryan Indians are usually, in a sense, light-skinned, and these people, mainly reflect, in a sense, the early prehistoric white people who invaded many of the black lands, and these people, these whites are known in history as Indo-Aryans. Dravidians and Indo-Aryan speakers are Hindus. Although both groups are Hindus, they have different religious practices. Yes, yes, yes. The North Indians are very xenophobic, and many have become Hindu. You see, it's just like over here. There you find, in a sense, that black and white Christians, but often you find that the black and white churches, even though they all practice Christianity, although they say they all worship Jesus, you find that often black and white Christians, they perceive the Christian religions in different ways, you see. Very important to understand. The Indus teach a lie that South Indians and North Indians have the same genetic ancestry. But this is a lie. The Indus is the name given to the white nationalist supremacist Indians in India. These findings were confirmed by Ike. Rachel claims that the Indian Clyde divides Indians into two groups: ancestral North Indians and ancestral South Indians, who are represented as the Tamil people. The ANI, ancestral North Indians, are related to Western Eurasians and speak Indo-European languages. The ANS, or ancestral South Indians, on the other hand, they speak Dravidian languages. Dr. David Icke wrote in Reconstructing Indian Population History, and I quote, 1, the ancestral North Indians is genetically close to Middle Easterners, Central Asians, and Europeans, whereas the ancestral South Indians is as distinct from ANI and East Indians as they are from each other. By introducing methods that can estimate ancestry without accurate ancestral populations, we show that ancient North Indian ancestry ranges from 39 to 71% in most Indian groups, and is higher in traditionally upper caste and Indo-European speakers. Yes, yes, yes. This genetic data clearly divides the North and South Indians and supports the AIT and the replacement of an original Dravidian-speaking people in the North by the invading Indo-European-speaking Vedic people. AIT means the Aryan invasion theory. And the Aryan invasion theory is a theory that proposes, it's not really a theory, it's really a fact, that propose in the sense that Aryan-speaking people invaded India, and then they spread into India this trait of light-skinnedness. B.B. Lau proved conclusively that Dravidians were genetically related to the C group of Nubia. Given the fact that both groups use a common black and red pottery or pottery, a common burial complex incorporating megaliths and circular rock enclosures, and 3, a common type of rock-cut sepulchre. The black and red ware industry diffused from Nubia across West Asia into Rajasthan and thence to East Central and South India. B.B. Lau proved conclusively, you see, and now you can see these are some examples of black and red ware pottery that they found in South India. The Tehenu are often associated with the C group people. Dravidians and Niger-Congo speakers can trace their descent back to these groups. The Tehenu use red and black pottery. Here's some red and black pottery. And this red and black pottery was found in North Africa, the Egyptian area. And as you can see, in the Nubian and Egyptian area, and as you can see, very distinctive black around the rim, and then down in a sense, the rest of the pottery is red. So we call this the black and red pottery, The ancestors of Dravidians, Manding, and Sumerians were organized into a federal system during the Neolithic subpluvial. These early Proto-Saharans made adequate uses of local game and plant life, and they established permanent and seasonal settlements around well-stocked fishing holes. They lived on plains punctuated by mountains and numerous points of inundation due to the frequency of rain in the ancient Sahara. Yes, it was much more wetter in the Sahara, in ancient times. In fact, the Sahara was formerly not a desert, it was a grassland. The Proto-Saharans claim descent from the Ma Fish Confederation. The Ma Confederation includes the Egyptians, Elamites, Dravidians, Manding, and Sumerian-speaking people. In honor of this great ancestor, they call him Ma. They worship a god called Amun or Aman or Aman. Yes. These are, in a sense, the people of Manding, Sumerian, Egyptian, and Dravidian origin, who shared a similar culture and identity. The Dravidians originated in Africa. They use the same red and black ceramics as Africans. The red and black pottery dates back to 4000 BC in Africa. It was used by many Kushite nations like Kerma and the C group people. In addition to paying homage to Ma, the descendants of the Proto-Saharans use the term Ma to denote greatness or highness. In Mandingo, we have Maga, and Dravidian, we have Ma. Other Proto-Saharan tribes claim direct descent from the great Ma, founder of the Fish Confederation. For example, the Mandi call themselves Ma-Indi, the children of Ma, and the Sumerians call themselves Ma'ari, exalted God's children. So again, in a sense, we see the importance of this use of the term Ma to relate to the ancestors of many Black and Dravidian, many African and Dravidian people. The use of black and red pottery ware were usually called Kushites. The Proto-Dravidian migrations were not spontaneous in nature. Their colonization of Central Asia was formalized. The Proto-Dravidian colonists of Inner Asia were motivated by both curiosity and the need for metals. Metallurgy was important to man in the 3rd millennium BC. As you can see from this map of Africa, you can see the various migrations out of Africa into Asia. And these people left at various times, you see. So you can take a minute and look at this map and understand these various migrations out of Africa into Asia to spread civilization, you know. Many of these people are related to the high culture in Asia called the Natufians, but that's another story that I'll talk about in another video. According to Sergeant, Dravidian population not native to India but are of African origin. Archaeological evidence support this view. Dravidians are related to the Niger-Congo group and once lived in Nubia. They share black and red ware pottery and megalithic burials, rock-cut sepulchres, and scripts. Linguistic and anthropological evidence links Dravidians to the C group of Nubia. They carried millet cultivation and black and red ware pottery from Africa to India. Yeah, and back in the day, the most common grain or food source was millet. Genetic claims of Holocene migrations of Black and Dravidian people are challenged. Cultural data, millets, cultivation, and pottery suggest that Neolithic migration patterns, rather than later ones, occurred. By 3000 BC, Dravidian and Mandi speakers migrated out of Africa. They moved through Iran into Central Asia, Europe, and the Indus Valley. Kushites lived in the Fezzan and Harar highlands, post 4000 BC. Unanians, their ancestors spread the Unanian Harfian toolkit and domesticated crops and animals across North Africa into Central Asia. Kushites introduced mitochondrial DNA U6, M1, T2, X, K, and Y chromosome, and the Y chromosome R1b into Eurasia from Africa. The Hatti-speaking peoples, or the Taino tribe, were Kushites. They called themselves Kashka and carried the RB1 haplogroup. Hittite was likely a lingua franca based on Hattic. Multiple Anatolian languages coexisted and used Hittite for administration. Hattians lived in Anatolia and worshipped Kazku and Kusuk. Their cultural ties to the Kazka tribe were strong and deep-rooted. Kushites spread millet and cattle herding into Anatolia, South Asia, and Europe. Millet's qualities made it ideal for this mobile lifestyle. You know, millet is easy to grow. It can have small or large granules. But the thing is that it was a very hardy crop. Because millet was a very hardy crop, the Proto-Dravidians, Mandi speakers, or Kushites generally took this crop with them as they expanded out of Africa into Asia and Europe. Unanians crossed into Iberia 3,200 to 2,900 BC. They introduced megaliths and the bell beaker culture. The bell beaker culture is a pottery style. Portugal and Brittany were settled by megalithic Africans who created the Majim and Taviek sepulchres. Bell beaker culture spread from Africa to Iberia by 2700 BC. Proto-beaker pottery dates back to 4500 BC in the Sahara. But again, as I told you, these early Africans, they took their pottery with them as they migrated into Europe and spread civilization. Bell beaker ceramics found at Hasi, Ouenzega, and Ifri, Ouebaid. These sites connect African and Iberian cultures. Turek shows bell beaker pottery style spread from Morocco to Iberia or Spain on into other parts of Europe. Chavisalid and Matheson note the presence of a haplogroup called V88. V88 is an African genome, and this V88 was carried by many ancient European agropastoralists. V88 is still, in a sense, carried by many people in Africa and the Americas. Yes. This was a common gene. The Dravidians migrated from Africa to Asia. At this time, man was already mining metals to be fabricating the tools, jewelry, and cooking utensils. Most scholars speculate that by 2000 BC, properties of many common metals were understood, and the location of ores were known. The Dravidians introduced early basic smelting and fabricating techniques and basic alloy compositions. These techniques, in a sense, fabricating and smelting techniques had originated in Africa, and this is where they were first used. But they took this and they spread it around, in a sense, into Central Asia and especially into India. You know, the metals were carried on both land and sea by Proto-Saharan merchants, especially the Manding and Dravidian speakers of Asia. Boats were used for water transportation, while the horse or ass may have been used to carry goods along overland routes. Cattle were often used to pull carts loaded with goods. Here's a stela from ancient India. Shows in a sense a warrior and an associate. You can see the sword in his hand. See, the Dravidians settled in Asia between 3000 and 2800 BC. From here, the Dravidians spread into Central Asia, China, South and Southwest Asia. It was probably from Iran that bronze working radiated into Central and Southeast Asia. Here you can see some of the artifacts that these various Black people in India left us. Very beautiful monoliths, statuettes. Menzies, using linguistic data, I quote, assumed an earlier habitat of the Dravidians far to the northwest on the plateau of Iran, an area extending still a little bit more to the north into what has become Turkestan. This view is now confirmed by archaeological evidence of an Indus culture in Inner Asia. Yes, it was the Dravidian-speaking people who founded and developed the Indus Valley civilization. Yes. The Indus Valley civilization was a civilization founded by Dravidian-speaking Tamil people. The epicenter for the Dravidian dispersals in Asia was Iran. The motivation behind Dravidian dispersals was agro-pastoralism in the region and the search for new sources of metals for trade with Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, and beyond. This would explain the close relationship between Dravidian and Elamite languages on the one hand, and Dravidian, Manding, and Elamite on the other. So we find that these three languages, the Manding languages, the Dravidian languages, and the Elamite languages, share a genetic relationship, a genetic linguistic relationship. This means that they share many common words and they share structures in terms of how the language is spoken. And this is something in a sense that shows this dynamic of the continuity between what I call the Proto-Saharan civilization and this expression by many members of that civilization who spoke Sumerian, Elamite, and the Mandi group of languages. Here's a statuette that they found in South India that shows self-sacrifice. From Iran, the Dravidian speakers made their way to the Indus Valley, where they established the Harappan or Indus Valley civilization. These are some of the inscriptions that the ancient Black Dravidian people made. It's called the Indus Valley script, and these are some of the inscriptions that they've left us with. And although they tell that these inscriptions are not deciphered, I deciphered the Indus Valley writing back in the 1980s. People know about my decipherment, but again, in a sense, unless you're white, they do not want to believe that that anybody that's non-white can accomplish anything to white supremacy. And because of the fact that they hate the fact that I decipher this language, they try to, in a sense, they try to act as though it hasn't been deciphered. Because, once I die, you guys will see that they're going to just talk about. They're going to read the inscriptions based upon my decipherment, and they'll mention me, but then they'll make it appear as though it was some white man who did the research. So I want to tell you now, no. I, in a sense, deciphered the Indus Valley writing. You can read the Indus Valley writing. I've written books on this, and I've written many articles on this that I published back in the 1980s, 90s, and early 2000s. In addition to black and red ware on Proto-Dravidian sites in Asia, there's a clear association of irrigation, agriculture, and mining operations on the Shortagai Plains settled by the Harappans. At Shortagai, archaeology has found industrial sites where lapis lazuli, yes, lapis lazuli, was worked. In other oasis and steppe areas, the Dravidians practiced a sedentary pastoral economy centered on irrigation and agriculture. Here's this beautiful artifact that they made. Other Proto-Dravidians entered Turkmenia, as in the rest of Asia, the Dravidians spread over the region by watercraft. This is one of the reasons why the Indus Valley culture, as well as Sumerian civilizations, were established along rivers. Yes. They were established along rivers because many of these people, as they migrated out of Africa into Asia, they usually went, by boat, and they used these boats because it was easier transportation to go by boat than to go overland when you would have to have carts and things like that. Whereas boats, you could get right there. Here's some of the ancient sites in India. Soon the climate changed in the Indus Valley. As a result of climatic changes, the Dravidian speakers migrated southward. As the Dravidians migrated southward, they continued to build towns and make red and black pottery. Yes. This is a civilization. These people, these Dravidian people, yes, these black men, these black women, they carried these genes, they carried this genetic information, they carried this great history, and by being, in a sense, having access to these genetic memories, having access to this genetic material, it allowed them to build a very beautiful civilization in India. Yes, a very beautiful civilization in Indus Valley. This shows some of the various spread and where many of the ancient skeletons that have been excavated, how they carried, in a sense, African or South Indian, genetic material. The Hinduva teacher lies that South Indians and North Indians have the same genetic ancestry. This is false. They don't. B.B. Lyle proved conclusively that the Dravidians were genetically related to the Sea group people of Nubia, given the fact that they both groups used the common black and red ware, a common burial complex incorporating megaliths and circular rock enclosures, and 3, a common type of rock-cut sepulchre. Yes. Here's some of the black and red ware that have been found in India. Yes. Look at these pots. Just take a minute to look at them. In conclusion, the black and ware industry diffused from Nubia across West Asia to Rajasthan and thence to East, Central, and South India. Yes. If you want to find out more about the Dravidian origins in Africa and the connection between Dravidian and African people, get my books, The Dravidian Connection, Clyde Winters. Get my book, Reading Dravidian Tamil is the Language of the Indus Valley Writing. Yes. And my book, An Unofficial History of Dravidian Writing. All these books would tell you the relationship between the Dravidian people and the people, in a sense, of India. Order these books. You can order them from Amazon.com. Get your copies today. Don't be square. Get this information today. Thank you. And it's very important, in a sense, that we remember is that our culture is a culture of long standing. Our culture and our history is one in which we, in a sense, have to be prepared to understand, in a sense, the greatness of our culture and our civilization. But this greatness, our history has been hidden from us. And our history and our greatness have been hidden from us because the fact, in a sense, is that they don't want you to know where we came from. They don't want you to have any idea of the most important thing, in a sense, that although they sold us as slaves, that did not end us. That did not destroy us. That did not cause us to give up and, in a sense, become afraid. No. We did not become afraid. Our identity and our culture as Black foundational Americans. Yes. Wars between Black Indians and whites were manufactured to produce Black slaves for whites. The English, the French, and the Dutch provided the Native Americans with guns, rum, and cheap goods to purchase Native American Indian slaves. Between 1670 and 1720, many Black Native Americans were enslaved. The Black Native Americans were sold into slavery throughout the 13 colonies, Mississippi Valley, Canada, and the British West Indies. The majority of Black Native Americans sold into slavery by whites and Indians slave traders were the Choctaw, the Yamasee, and other Carolina tribes. Yes, yes. Many of these tribes like the Mandi, Mandinga, many of these tribes, we've lost their names. And their names have been lost to history because of the fact, in a sense, that when the European came, as he conquered these black Indians, he just made them slaves. And so over time, in a sense, their nations disappeared. Over time, in a sense, their history wasn't recorded. Over time, they've even been able to deny that Aboriginal blacks even existed in America. Buy my latest book, History and Culture of Black Aboriginals in America. This is the first book that explains and discusses the entire history of how the original people who lived in the America were black Aboriginals. These black Aboriginals lived in many different tribes. They built stone pyramids. They built great cities. They built underwater bridges that linked both sides of the Mississippi River. Buy this book, History and Culture of the Black Aboriginals. Find out how many of us, most of us, just about all of us, who are blacks, native to America, have Aboriginal ancestors. Get this book. Learn about our history. Learn about our culture. Buy my book, Blacks in Europe. This is one of the most important books that you'll find on the market today. In this book, I discuss the rise of black people in Europe. I have a special section on the so-called Baradinaks. The Baradinaks are the black people that formerly lived in Britain who were sold into chattel slavery in the 13 colonies and in the Caribbean. Buy this book, Blacks in Europe. You can get this book at Amazon.com. Buy this book today. Learn about the black nationalities that lived in Europe. Learn that Europe was once a black continent. Buy my new book.
literature. Oh, my language and literature. Oh, my language and literature. Oh, my language and literature. Let's time travel in a book. Go far in a book. When is the last time you spent bread on a book? Knowledge given in a book. Benefit from a book. Create a movie from a book. Create animation from a book. Oh, my language and literature. 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 See why he's the World Wide Web warrior. See why his research is undefeatable. See why he's a World Wide Web warrior. His research stands undefeatable. If you learn something new, then subscribe to me on YouTube. Don't just come for the views. Purchase a book and use the tool.
Buy my book, Nationality and the Law. In this book, we discuss the importance of race and identity among many African Americans. I explore the genesis of the so-called blacks from an ethnogenesis of Black Irish, Black Aboriginals, and Sub-Saharan Africans. In this book, you will understand how they were separated into two races and why we call, in a sense, the Caucasian race the white race today. Buy my book, The Nationality and the Law. You'll enjoy it. The only thing that can save you is B1, B1, B1. To fight Cage, you must stay